ޮργισθεῖσα de epi tūtois Rhea παραγίνεται men eis Creten, ច្ចton Día ἐγκυμονοῦσα ἐτύγχανε. Γεννᾷ en ἄντρῳ ταῖς Dictes Día, kai tūton men dίδωσι τρέφεσθαι Kouretes, kai tαῖς Melisseως παισὶ nymphs, Adrasteia and Ida. Okay, now, that's how we're handling the de. Now, because Rhea was enraged at these, she came to Crete, and this is almost like a parenthetical comment, when she happened to be pregnant with Zeus, and she gave birth to Zeus in a cave of Dicte. We could even say in Dicte's cave. And she gives him to, trying to think the best way to say this. She gives him to be like reared or nourished to the Kouretes and the daughters of Melisseus, the nymphs Adrasteia and Ida. Okay, let's talk about this for a little bit here. So I just want to touch on a few things here. One of them is tūtois. So this tūtois, are we to understand that this is like the children or just at the circumstances? I don't really know. And therefore, I'm just going to leave it as at these. I suppose if you felt that, dear listener, that it really needed to be spelled out, by all means. But I think, to me, this is a little ambiguous, and we can just transmit that ambiguity. That's not something, that's something a reader can decide. They can even decide if it matters to talk about that. Paragínete, paragignomai is to be, I think it's literally like to be beside someone, but it also means to come to, and that's certainly what we get here with tαῖς, this motion into. She comes to Crete, into Crete. When, now this could be like an indirect question or something, but I think here it's just saying when. And then this ἐτύγχανε, when it has a participle, it means happened to be. When she happened to be. Now this, I think in Liddell Scott, this is, they list this as, or they define this as meaning to conceive, but here she's already conceived. So, and I think this is the reason she went. So I think Fraser says she was big with Zeus, but I think she was pregnant with Zeus, She gave birth, so this is our, we see this root a lot, generate. She generated, birthed in a cave of Dicte, Zeus, and then she doesn't. Apollodorus repeats the name Zeus there. Notice that we're saying Zeus. The word is only Zeus in the nominative. In the other cases, in the genitive, dative, and accusative, we get this form here, this stem here, which is more connected, I think, to the word for sky, and shows up in Sanskrit and other places. So just be on the lookout. Also, this happens in Latin where you get Jupiter in the nominative, but in the oblique cases you get Jove, by Jove, under Jove, sub Jove. And then here we said, I think it's more natural in English just to say, and she gives him, but in Greek it's actually tooton, this one. And there's two things here. She gives him to be nourished. And I think it's not, you could understand this by, I think you'd probably expect to see hippo. I think she's giving him to these people to be nourished. These groups of people here. The Kouretes, who live in Crete, and the daughters. Now, really, it's children, but with this definite article being dative, feminine, plural, we know it has to be daughters and not just children or sons, for sure. To the daughters, and just notice here, actually in Greek, to the daughters, the daughter nymphs, maybe you could say. I just broke that up a little bit to the daughters of Melisseus. Now, this is an interesting word. Mel means honey. Melissa means a bee. And I think Melisseus, either a beekeeper or, a god associated with the bees. And then here, this is spelling out who his daughters are.